Good.
Yeah. Good.
Hello, I am Gonzalo Rubalcaba, and I'm delighted to speak a little about this record with Maestro Dongfeng Liu, my friend for years. And we went to the studio last year and we did that record. The name is China Afro Cuba or China Afro Cuba. Which is a wonderful idea of Dongfeng Liu.
China Afro Cuba 是一张爵士双钢琴专辑。从名字可以看出，这是一张中国作品融合非洲古巴音乐风格的专辑。我和钢琴大师 Gonzalo Rubalcaba 以爵士双钢琴这种少有的形式，在其和声肢体和编配上都做出了全新的尝试和改变。
Explore all the possibilities and the common points between the Cuban music and the Chinese music, and how the Chinese music has been influenced to the world for decades, and sometimes we don't realize how deep and how strong is the presence of scales, melodies, sometimes the mood of the Chinese music and the Western culture. I'm talking about not just about the popular music or jazz, pop or whatever, but also classical music and music in general. So I'm extremely thankful and happy to be part of this project. I really appreciate that Dongfeng called me to join this project, which is, I think, gave me the opportunity to be conscious about the strength of the Chinese culture and the presence of the Chinese music and the rest of the world.
在此之前，中国有大量的经典音乐和民族音乐作品被大家所熟知，很少有创作或改编成爵士音乐风格的双钢琴中国音乐作品，尤其是融合 Afro Cuba 爵士风格就更为少有。这次非常荣幸邀请到大师 Gonzalo Rubalcaba 来一起制作这张专辑。他是当代最伟大的艺术家之一，同时作为古巴裔美国爵士钢琴家，他和古典钢琴家哥伦过尔、阿格里奇以及爵士钢琴家比莱文斯一同被评为20世纪最伟大的钢琴家之一，更是诠释 Afro Cuba Jazz 音乐的权威音乐家。看懂。
This is a recording made with love, but also with knowledge, specifically the knowledge that Dongfeng Liu has about the Chinese music and how he has been mixing and exploring different possibilities of creating a marriage between the jazz influence, the Cuban music, with the Chinese also influence and music.
作为一名中国爵士钢琴家， 创作和推广中国音乐文化是我的使命。从上一章的 China Crave 到这一章 China Afro Cuba， 我一直在探索拉丁爵士融合中国音乐的可能性，创新一种新的音乐风格，让世界听到。China Afro Cuba 这张专辑的时间跨度穿越了近2000年的中国文化，作品从中国的传统古乐到近现代的流行音乐风格，比如高山流水、彩云追月、月亮代表我的心、广为流传的钢琴协奏曲黄河以及小提琴协奏曲梁祝、中国民歌茉莉花、康定情歌等这些作品都收录其中。除此以外，我们还收录了一首向爵士大师 Alvarez 致敬的作品 Glorious Days。 每一首作品我们都以全新的音乐视角呈现给大家，希望大家都来聆听并享受其中。
We spent a few days here home in Florida rehearsing and sharing experience and exploring and looking for the best way to offer and transmit that musical idea. So thank you, Dongfeng, and congratulations on the result of this album. It's an album that contains Chinese melodies with Cuban chords and rhythms, but also jazz improvisation. And I would say improvisation is in many different ways, not just jazz. And I think we work all the time during the whole recording looking for the most open mind, the most open and creative situation to put together this music. We did it in Criteria, that legendary place, recording studio in South Florida. With Carlitos, how we call this master engineer, Majitin, another master engineer which has been working with, I don't know, the whole life. We started together when we were very young. Thank you to Soho record label that welcomed this album. And my desire is that more and more people can discover this record and listen and improve the common points, the common aspects between those two cultures that sometimes we believe are totally divorced or they are too far one from another one. This is not the case. This is definitely a work that allows us to believe that we are closer, really, really close. So again, if you have a chance, go to Spotify, Apple, or any of the platforms, digital platforms, and look for this record, and then you can enjoy the fun moment we have at the studio making this recording.
中国有句古话，高山流水遇知音，彩云追月得知己。这两句话不仅隐喻了我专辑里的两首乐曲，更印证了我和我的导师大师 Gonzalo Rubalcaba 亦师亦友的音乐友谊，让我的梦想得以实现。
Maestro Dongfeng Liu has been working to create bridges, unity, harmony, music but also among human beings, musicians, without looking nationalities or boundaries or any difference. He's looking for to create a music and a work that everybody has a space. There's a space for everybody to be part of, to work with, to share their experience, to share their customs, to share their memories. And it is always a surprise to see how well that work. Him bringing all his culture, and at that time he calling colleagues from Cuba, from Mexico, from China, from America, from many parts of the world. And at the end the result is genuine, is pure, is mixed at the same time. And as a result where everybody feel that represented in that music. So I think it's important to recognize his desire to open himself for the rest of the world and create a situation like this one where we can share the music, but more than that, the humanity. Everybody learn when you get exposed to the project like this one. As a learning is a process where you at the end get out of there as a better musician, but also as a better human being, learning more about music, more about human beings, more about yourself, more about cultures around the world, more about your own culture. So I think it's a privilege to be able to do that. Again, Dongfeng, thank you for the opportunity, and I hope that in the future we can again do something together. It is always a blessing to be surrounded by people that you trust and people that are determined to support you in your ideas and projects. I've been very lucky, I think at Dongfeng Liu as well, having a team that work very tight, helping to develop and make real these projects. Carlos Alvarez as engineer, Mayitin, which is M Producciones, también as well as an engineer. Maria, which is she takes care about everything in my office and my life in general. Joao Soft Glass, that took care about the images and pictures and registering everything that happened at the studio during the days we were recording. Rose, as well as Maria, women take a place which is impossible to replace. They do everything. At home, with the family, with our careers, at the recording studios, on the business. So I don't know how they do it, but they do it. So thank you to all. And again, Thank you, Dongfeng, for this beautiful project.
最后，我要再次衷心的感谢我们这支强大的格莱美音乐制作团队，大师 Gonzalo Rubalcaba， 顶级录音师 Carlos， 金牌制作人 Kabir Jochen， 混音师 Mario、Dear Maria、Joao、Rose， 以及我的签约唱片公司 Zoho Music， 是你们如此完美的工作，打造了这张高品质的、独一无二的专辑。再次谢谢大家。